Hey folks, how's it going? Rest here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're jumping back into TV commentary. Before we jump in though, I do still sound a bit raspy, but nasally, if you will. This sort of, I guess, symptom of my recent cold isn't gone yet, so unfortunately for another video or so, you're gonna have to put up with raspy red, but hopefully it is not too bad. We do have some matches to get to today on our way to episode 100. I believe this one is episode 99, so very excited to finally hit that 100th episode here the next time we do this. But regardless, we have games to get to, so let's not delay any further. Folks, match number 1 starting up right now. Alright folks, in game number 1, we'll see Tempest taking on RF. As you see, I've already got the match going here. Starting things off with the Lumberjack from RF rocking the Pirate Crusader. Tempest, meanwhile, on the Druid Viking. We're going to see Lumberjack Part 2 come out now, so this should be a little bit of nice early aggression from RF here. Not one you normally see, well, I guess in the school colors, but hey, Lumberjack is fine coming out. And we see the Banshee to block. I don't know why, I just had a hell of a brain fart there. There's the School of Knowledge. So, of course, this is going to confirm that RF is on school. A bit of gold gain, a bit of draw. You know how this works. Horseman, though, looking to snipe off the school. Doesn't get it, unfortunately. We do have the Centaur, though, so we're not too upset about missing that Horseman connection there. Mugging is going to be a bit more of a nuisance, though, for us into the metal, so we'll get a draw off of the school. With that, we'll have a treasure for next turn as well, so again, furthering that school draw. Horseman, again, going to connect to face. Unfortunately, missing yet again. Playing the Horseman in a bit of an odd spot for Centaur, but I guess maybe we're trying to save up for Centaur L-Blade. That is quite a few turns away, though, so we'll see if we can get that through, though. Stun grenade. All right. Picking off from the captain. I believe, if I missed that correctly, I think that was a smuggling ring we saw being played, right? I'm just going to rewind that a bit here. I think I'm going to pick that off for the stun grenade. Yeah, ring. Getting the cloak. And then getting the... what else, per se? As long as I didn't break my own recording here. I mean, actually, I guess we're going to rewind the turn then. We're off to a great start here with this commentary, folks. Red's doing a hell of a lot of work here. Okay, he did pick that off the smuggling ring. I was pretty sure of it, but I like to confirm things, as you guys know. So we're going to stun off the Horseman. That's a bit inconvenient for the Centaur. We'll respond with the Beastmaster here. So Beastmaster going to show up, do some face blocking, and of course get some more bodies out to potentially be a launching platform for the Centaur. Execution, though, going to slap against the Beastmaster. Captain trading with the Horseman. Kind of an interesting approach there, but hey, whatever works. We're going to see the Rune Warrior come out now, so this is going to, of course, again, provide a bit of a threat here to RF. He needs to block his face, so that way the Chain Lightning doesn't... Oh, okay, or just pop the Rune Warrior. That's also fine here. So a lot of answers coming out from RF here. A lot of direct removal spells. We've seen, like, what, 2 executions, the mugging, 2 muggings here. Lots of direct removal here. Pretty much going to negate the Mordok's attack. He leaves it alive by 1, which is, as we could see in the hand, a bit unfortunate for him. We're going to see the, L-Blade Centaur, which we kind of figured was coming eventually. Going against the Church was an interesting move here. That does take out the healing, while also taking out the school. The Vanishing Strike on the Mordok to generate a Banshee. Banshee will pop into face. I probably would have saved that Mordok Vanish Strike combo if I was Tempest here. We could have used that to attack Castle, bounce Mordok back, kind of revive it, if you will, a little bit, rather than just connecting for that 3 damage with the Banshee. I get he maybe want to keep up the aggression against the school deck, kind of put everything in their face, but you are kind of at a disadvantage quality-wise in your resources as compared to potentially what the school player has. So being able to conserve the Mordok, I think, is a little bit more important in this scenario, but we'll see if it costs him in the end. We're going to see yet another school being played. House of Daggers hitting the board, and of course we saw the Cloak of Ice on the Griffins. And now this, of course, freezing off, allowing RF to play the buildings more safely, despite the fact that maybe he is risking it with another companion, which we know that Tempest does have. I think we should probably see the Forest Watcher follow up here, connecting it to the school. We'll see Banshee, okay. We'll see the Vortex, okay, pulling the Griffin away, which is cool. Forest Watcher coming out in a bit of a odd spot. It does connect to a kill off the Griffin, which I guess is okay. I would have liked to see that school get popped, though, so that way we could kind of keep up and maybe force RF to use a bit more of his resource here. Because now, yeah, we'll see Robins come out. Robins will trade here, but this is yet more draw for RF in a scenario that, you know, just benefits him so much. Morlock coming out, yielding the Wraith here. Not going to kill off the Forest Watcher, thankfully. It looks like we can trade with the Wraith here. So we like to see that. We'll see how Tempest is able to respond to the situation, though. We're going to see the Yenaroth come out. Yep, Yenaroth does hit the board. And, of course, that is going to kill off the Master Thief there. Putting the Yenaroth in a different, more risky position here, which I'm not sure is entirely worth it, considering there's, you know, 8 cards in RF's hand and 18 gold to use. We'll see Master Thief, Lumberjack. Lumberjack going to cycle, of course. Robins comes out. Robins going to kill off the Yenaroth. Draw, gain 5 more gold. Incredible value for the school player here. And, of course, you see, yep, 2 Rangers as the follow-up play. We do have Cloak of Ice, however, no units to really reach to make that all the more useful to us. We're going to see the Elvish Hunter plus the Wind Mage get played, and then a simple pass, which is really not exactly great. Black Stab going to come out, more direct removal. Rangers are going to push up. The Arbiters as well being played. Didn't really think we need the Arbiters here, but I guess we just want complete control over the matchup. We're going to see that Arbiter pop the Wind Mage and then the Captain for more follow-up and passing. Ragnar is a bit of a cool play here. I want to see what he does. So Rider, of course, going to come out, connecting to the Ranger, which is, of course, going to get some castle damage. It seems like Tempest has only been able to land castle damage as his RNG. But realistically, that's not going to do well against a matchup like this. He needed that to hit the Mordock, I think, at the very least. Or School, whichever one of those two. Or I think he needs something to use Cloak of Ice with, which Rider was the card to use. We'll see Double Estate, though, come down. The Ranger's going to take a big chunk out of the castle for 6. We do have Pillar, War Elephant. Okay, so we can get some freeze established here, which we kind of desperately need. Freezing Pillar going up top there. Cloak of Ice. I think that Elephant was played in a bit of an awkward spot. Not exactly, I think, the spot that's super beneficial, but I think he's maybe trying to set something up for that Ragnar chain. I think at this point it might be over, though, if we have a global in hand. Execution on the War Elephant. Okay, that's fine. Reclaiming the Pillar, which is neat. No global to finish it off, so we do have a turn. Unfortunately, though, it is probably going to be over. There's no way that I think Tempest can get to the castle, even with companions. As you can see, he's kind of blocked off. He does get this cool chain off, though, which is neat. But unfortunately, that is going to be the game as RF walks out victorious. Nice job in this matchup from RF. A lot of direct removal spells coming out of the school deck, but I guess maybe he wants more of a control aspect to his school build, which, I mean, the removal spells do help with controlling the board, that's for sure. And then, yeah, I do think that there were a couple of misplays from Tempest. The Forest Watcher not connecting to school, cutting off that draw when it mattered, probably not good. Also, the Mordock and the Vanish Strike, I think that might have maybe given him a better chance here, being able to keep that high valuable unit like Mordock around. Resetting with the Vanish Strike could have been very crucial, but unfortunately, I think he got a little too greedy on that one. But regardless, great matchup to start us off for the video. Let's go ahead and jump into match number 2, though, and see what we can find in that game. Folks, in game number 2, we'll see Dennis07 taking on a Pill Johnson. Classic red-yellow colors going up against the Pirate Ninjas. I don't think we've shown one of these off in a hot minute, at least Pirate Ninja deck, so curious to see if this is going to be a Koru scope coming out of him or something else that Pill has in mind here. But we're starting things off. Nice and simple. Looks like lumberjacks on both sides of the board here. So we'll probably see a lumberjack trade. Yep, simple as that. Pill does have the option to go into Elvish Thief, though, and we're probably going to see that. Yeah, we are going to see it indeed. The multi-strike being picked up for turn as well is kind of curious here. Scope and as well, kind of giving me the vibes that we are feeling like it's a Koru Scope deck, which, okay, I mean, I know there's a lot of distaste for a Koru Scope out there just by the way the deck works, but we'll see if we can use it to what appears to be a red-yellow good stuff at the moment here. Really can't tell based on the cards we're seeing out of Dennis here. Lumber, Wizard, Rat King, all very basic neutral cards that can be in any deck. Sacred Quest, though, is not one of those basic cards, looks like here. We're going to get a little bit of draw off the Rat King and a simple pass back. Here, I would probably like to see the multi-strike get used, but unfortunately it doesn't. We go for the Lumberjack pass. Kind of risky leaving a Wizard out in the open like this from something that can get, you know, buffed like Fat Bar, which we are going to see hit the board now. I do think it's the best opportunity. I get that maybe multi-strike is the win condition of the deck, and if you kind of throw it away on a Wizard, then you kind of lose out on the card that makes your deck really win. But, I mean, letting a range unit also sit on the board is very risky as well. We'll see if it's a mistake that costs him in the end, but, you know, maybe not something I would have gone for. The simple, just lumberjack pass play. That is going to, of course, be met with the fat bar, as we mentioned before. This is going to mean the rats can, of course, make some more efficient trading happen on the board here. We see lumberjack and rat trade. We saw the elvish thief and rat as well make a trade. Not exactly ideal for Pill at the moment here. He isn't, so the Rider. Okay, Rider gets thrown out here. Again, opting not to kind of interact with the Wizard here, although we very well could have in that moment. I think he wants to save a lot of these spells for that Mordok that's coming in next turn, I believe. Yeah, next turn. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Maddie's going to be the card for turn. Going to yield the Wizard, which is nice. We'll get a little bit of extra gold here, which... actually, it's important here for the Mordok Lunging Strike combo. That could be something very crucial. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to see a Dragon's Fire hit the board. Dragon's Fire, of course, eliminating the Maddie as well as the Elvish Thief from the board. Mordok coming out. And, yep, there's the Lunging Strike. So he is going to follow through with the combo. Would like to see, yep, Keeper get hit. So that way we get the most value out of the first strike. So that way we can easily just bop off the Wizard for free with the Horseman. Nice little bounce back here from Pill, I would say, for sure. Fear also looking quite good. Blue Firebolt, not so much. Can he get rid of the Mordok? Looks like he can, unfortunately, with a Arc Fire as the final touch here. This is not really great for Pill, because, of course, I think that Mordok was sort of the primary way that he was going to battle back in this matchup. With that being taken out of the game, as well as Dennis having a sizable hand advantage over Pill, we might see things start to tip in Dennis's favor here. Frog Prince coming out, though, for the time being, and a simple pass back here. Can't really tell if, by the way, this is sort of a player take on a no interaction deck. There are a lot of similar elements here. We've seen a lot of burn. We're also seeing, though, things like Paladin and Frog Prince, which aren't necessarily in the no interaction lineup, at least anymore with Frog Prince. He used to be, but I think he was dropped a while back. We're going to see some trading, though, happen on the board regardless here. The Wizard plus Salahar Rider look like they're going to make a move on the Frog Prince, trying to pick him off through his resolve. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that. We are going to finish him off, though. Dwarven Scope on the Captain. We do have to use these scopes at some point. I guess now is as good a time as any to get them on the board. This is going to leave, though, Dennis to Flamestorm, which, of course, takes out the Wizard here. Not bad. Darkbender as well, being out of range of the Southward Captain, being able to take him off the board as well, thanks to the weakened state he's in from the Flamestorm. Maddie for follow-up, though. Going to yell the Pyromancer here. Things aren't necessarily looking good for Pill. He's down a lot of resources. They keep getting burned off, which isn't necessarily good. He's not making trades per se here. And, of course, now Darkbender moving in for the kill, it looks like here. So maybe Dennis does have some kind of way to finish him off. Not entirely sure by the way things are playing out, but hey, we're going to see armor hit the board here. Dwarven Scope as well from Pill. Of course, this is going to mean that the Dark Running is taken out without it interacting with the Pyromancer, and this also keeps a lot of Pill's own units out of the way of that Kraxus. Unfortunately, though, Arbiter is going to wrap up the game, simple as that, and we do see Pill throw in the surrender. He doesn't want to wait for that. He just knows it's over by the summon of Arbiter. Not bad for Dennis here to win out this matchup here. Unfortunately, Pill really actually played a very good game. It was just sort of the unfortunate answers in Dennis's hand that were able to win him the matchup. We saw that Mordok do a nice chunk of damage when he got played, but we saw Dennis quickly burn it off very easily, and of course things started to just spiral downhill. There was no way that Pill had anything on the board to benefit off of those spells. The multi-strike sat dead in his hand for most of the game. We saw the Dwarven Scopes get used to nice effect, but I don't think they were used on the units I think Pill wanted, so a bit unfortunate for sure. But with that being said, folks, we do have a final game to get into, match number 3. What is going to happen? Only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and check out the game. And folks, this does bring us to game number 3 as we see Bart Sinson taking on Mask in what appears to be a very interesting matchup here. Ninja Viking taking on Ninja Druid here. Some of the more least used faction combos from both sides here. We'll see what both players bring it to the table as they open up on Mask, who's got a fair start, I guess, here. Nothing turn 1 or 2, it looks like, but definitely has some turn 3 options in the bank here. Leanna as the pickup is quite interesting, actually. We don't see much of Leanna anymore, aside from maybe some blue decks where you can use Leanna for the Mystic Journey, respawn those trees. But Leanna's still a very good card, even outside of that Mystic Journey combo. Still very useful for pulling off some great plays here. But we'll see, of course, if she gets used any sort of high effect here, as we saw Eater hitting the board here, trading off with, I think, Lumberjack. I might have missed that. We do see now Kunoichi, though, shockwaving the, oh boy, shockwave and swiftness. Alright, so Mask in a bit of trouble here. His early game mostly gone. He does have another Eater, though, as well as a Northland's Wolf, but opting to call for aid here instead. Realizing maybe he can't really do much with the Kunoichi at the moment here, so opting to sit back, see what Bart's going to do here. And Bart looking like he's on the trap build. 2 traps being played thanks to the Medal of Bravery. I think Medallion still works here, but still like to correct myself from time to time. Lumberjack, the perfect draw here to kind of bait some of these traps here. Aiajutsu, and it looks like Secret Dragon? No, Might. Okay. Might in the Minotaur. Might is annoying, but not at the end of the world here. We can use a Ranger to clear off the Kuno if need be. We're going to throw out 1 here, opting not to connect into the first strike unit, which is pretty smart. Although that runs into a Dissipate plus a follow-up trap as well. Ambush to give that Kuno a bit more of a bite here. And we do see Mask has to pop this card right now, or else it's going to be game over here. Wolf, anything but Aiajutsu? Okay, Might. Might is fine, because of course we can use the other 5-cost Ranger here to clear Kuno off the board. That is going to, of course, throw it back to Bart, who, bit of a hand disadvantage is currently on, but that is fine. Explorer plus Shadow Drake. Now we're going to see him start to get maybe a little bit desperate here. Push some of those extra bodies he's got left over. But we do see Manicore coming out as well as the Eater. Nice use of potential Spirit Link here from Mask, trying to predict where the Shadow Drake is. Looks like he is going to get the prediction there, as well as trying to provide some blocks for his boys here. Wolf into the Eater, Drake into the, wait, did I mess that up? Explorer into Wolf, Drake into Eater. That's how that's supposed to go here. Now we see Leanna Time hit the board. Also into more or less a blocking position, which I guess is fine because you don't want to trigger traps, but very risky position in case a lightning blade was sitting in the wings here. Excuse me. Bart going into some more traps now. Looks like that is fine. We're going to see the Northlands Ranger hit the board. the other one that was dissipated before, and a bounce of Leanna, which is actually pretty dirty. Leanna being returned to the hand again is another way to re-trigger her initiative, bring a lot of Mystic Trees out to the board, and with bodies like Rangers coming out earlier on, it's a neat little trick here that Mask got going on. We do see, of course, another Might of the Minotaur plate on the Shadow Drake. It doesn't matter though. The remaining Mystic Tree is going to be quite enough to protect our Ranger a bit, and again, Shadow bouncing Liliana to keep her alive and going. In what appears to be a great comeback here for Mask, as Bart looking to just pass here, maybe has no units, which is quite unfortunate against a deck like this. We are going to see Mask go through a bit of extension here. Looks like we're going to see him throw out the things, which, you know, to be honest, Mask, you don't endorse. I can't endorse it, buddy. You know I can't. But he is going to, of course, play out the cards in his hand. Things like the Spiny, until Bart just realizes that, yeah, he doesn't want to sit through it. And he gives Mask the win. Very nice from Mask, I will admit. Everything before, I think, the extension on the last turn, you know, the BM part, was pretty nice here. Being able to use those Rangers to avoid the traps. And just, you know, clear the board and kind of bounce back with a mechanic that you don't see too often, the Spirit Link. You know, a lot of people overlook it, mainly because Mana Core is not great stat-wise, and Leanna, of course, isn't really the legendary that everyone likes to go for. But still, I mean, Spirit Link is a neat little mechanic, and when used like this, you really see how it shines, being able to kind of protect your big bodies further, so that way they're more difficult to get over through brute force, forcing your opponent to have either spells or that direct removal through some other means, like maybe dissipate or something like an execution. But overall, very nice play from Mask here, and I think that is, of course, going to be our last game for the day. So let's go ahead out and close this video properly. Alright folks, and that is of course going to bring our video here to a close. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's episode here, despite my raspy voice and periodic coughs that I felt happen throughout the video. We are still certainly in the midst of our cold, but I'm hoping that by the time you see me next, that it should be resolved. But we'll see. We'll certainly have to see. As we get closer to CNC2, there are still so many videos I still have left to make and put out to you guys. Like the 100th episode of TV commentary, which is coming definitely before release within the next week or so. So you will see that. If you want to be, if you want to have that chance to be on potentially the 100th episode, be sure to get your games into TV. I don't know when I'm going to make it, but be sure to get some games in, or let me know if you have a game too. I'm down for player suggestions here. If you let me know matches that you maybe compete in or that you want to see or you find, I'm definitely open to kind of looking at those here. Maybe do something a little special for the 100th episode. I'm not sure. I guess we'll let you guys know when we actually are in that video. But enough of me stalling about the future. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. Make sure that you showed that you like it. Share with your friends, and of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel or haven't done so already. It's the best way that you can show your support here and help us grow. We are probably about 51 subs off of 1K, which is a milestone I've wanted to hit ever since it was, approachable. Never thought we could, get somewhere like that. But hey, the internet works in crazy ways. It really does. I guess comment if I didn't say that already, because, I love reading comments and whatnot. But I think that is going to do it for me for now. And Raspy Red here, I think I need to go get this voice a little bit more solved. So until next time, guys, stay gaming.